Good morning. I am Macy Forsyth, and I am the Children's Faith Development Director here at UUFM. I'm serving as Worship Associate this morning alongside our minister, Reverend Diana McLean, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Mankato. All of you, whether joining us in person or on Zoom, are welcome in this time that we make sacred together. We extend an especially warm welcome to you if this is your first time attending one of our worship services. We appreciate that it can be difficult to cross the threshold of a new church for the first time, whether in person or online. This morning's service is multi-generational. There is childcare available downstairs, but no children's chapel. As always, children are welcome in our worship and are not expected to be perfectly silent and still. But if you as a parent would prefer, you are welcome at any point to take them into the wiggle room from which you can still see and hear worship, or downstairs to childcare. Please do what works best for you as a family and know that all ages are not only welcome but celebrated here. Sunday morning is a team effort, and we are grateful for those who can help make it happen. If you are attending by Zoom today, you are welcome to stay after the service to visit together. For those attending in person, we have refreshments in the fellowship hall after worship. We acknowledge that our fellowship meets on the traditional homelands of the Dakota peoples. In continuing to understand our shared history, accepting responsibility for reparations, and building relationships in the here and now, we want to go beyond land acknowledgement as we seek to be good relatives. We have just a few brief announcements this morning. On the next 2 Sundays, Reverend Diana will be offering some classes. Next Sunday, February 9th, she will hold a Getting to Know UU class after coffee hour. This is primarily for those of you who want to learn about UUFM and Unitarian Universalism as you discern whether or not you wish to formally join the congregation, but it is open to all. On Sunday, February 16th, she will provide a worship training after the monthly luncheon for both current worship team members and anyone interested in being involved in any aspect of worship, whether that's the children's story or Tale for All Ages, helping with just some of the other logistics, or being a worship associate. So please email her if you have questions or to sign up for either class. On Wednesday, February 12th, we will host a poetry and pampering event at 6:30 p.m. It will include Reverend Diana's reading from her book, Love is the Why, Melinda Cheram with her Crystal Alchemy singing bowls, and I'm planning on having a little hot chocolate bar, some opportunities to write or draw downstairs throughout the event. Whether you just pop down for a little bit afterward or during it, you're welcome down there as well. The event is free and open to the public, so please feel free to bring friends. Together, let us kindle a flame, symbolizing our co-creation of sacred space at home and in this place made sacred by years of love. If you are with us on Zoom, please write in the chat that a chalice is lit on your street. And please say the words with me from the pew cards or the slide. We are a welcoming people of diverse beliefs who commit to nourish the spirit, broaden the mind, nurture the earth, and build community. May this flame we kindle remind us to strive today and every day to love beyond belief.
Our call to worship this morning is Come In, Be Among Us by my friend and colleague, Reverend Sherry Woodbury. And it is a participatory reading When I gesture to this side of the room, you're going to say, "Come in." And when I gesture to this side of the room, you will say, "Be among us." Let's practice that.
Come in. Be among us.
Great. To all who are yearning for community,
come in. Be among us.
To all who are just getting started, to all who long to go deeper, to all with tender places needing care,
come in. Be among us.
To the ones who have healed and have care to give, for those who are curious and hungry to learn, for those who know that they have something to teach,
come in. Be among us.
For the ones who are just beginning to suspect they might nurture others becoming, to the young and the old, the innocent and the jaded, the fresh of mind and the deeply steeped, there is room here for each and every one. Come in, be among us. Come, let us worship together. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 188 in the gray hymnal and on the slide. Come, come, whoever you are. Most of us know this one. We will do it once through in unison and then twice through as a round. This side will start, actually I'm going to switch. This side has more people on it. This side will start the round and then this side will follow, and I will gesture you in when it's your turn. So one of the things that could go on that list of Together We Can is Together We Can Sing. So I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our next hymn, which is hymn number 1007 in the teal hymnal, also on the slides. And this one is not a round, so you don't have to do anything fancy. It's "There's a River Flowing in My Soul."
Generosity is one of the spiritual qualities we aspire to, and one of the practices we nurture in this community. With our offering, we give of our resources to support the work of this church. We know that giving financially is only one of the ways we support this work. We do it too with our time and our talents. All three are necessary for the vital work we do for each other and for the wider community. Each month, we take up a second collection every Sunday to support one of our community partners, organizations who are in alignment with our values. This month's second collection will go to the Southern Minnesota Regional Legal Services, also known as SMERLS, which promotes and respects the dignity of low-income persons and seeks new and effective solutions to the critical and common legal problems of low-income persons, which arise in a broad community context. They offer both legal assistance and community education programs. For both the regular and second collections, you can give in person as baskets are brought around, or online using either the QR code or on your Zoom screen and on the Pew card, or the giving link on our UUFM webpage. If you are here in person but give online, as many of you do, we invite you to touch the basket as it passes you in a small ritual of recognition of your financial commitment to the congregation and to the community. Please give as generously as you can.
Years ago, when I was not yet a minister and I was a member of the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Colorado, these were our opening words every Sunday. No matter your age or your size, you are welcome here. No matter the color of your hair or the color of your skin, you are welcome here. No matter who you love or how you speak, you are welcome here. No matter your ethnicity or your abilities, you are welcome here. No matter where you live or how you make a living, you are welcome here. No matter how long you've been away or how soon you return, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears, you are welcome here. You are invited to come with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands. You are welcome here. In a time such as the one we are living in, when those in positions of power in our government are telling whole groups of people that they are not welcome here, I might add the following to those opening words. No matter your immigration or citizenship status, you are welcome here. No matter your gender identity or your pronouns, you are welcome here. We could probably think of others to add as well. What I hope that every person both hears and feels when they come to this congregation is you are welcome here. Being welcoming is not just a nice thing to do. It is part of our Unitarian Universalist theology, part of what we believe in together. Does anyone remember this pig's name? Jet Pig, yes. And we'll see how many of you can join me. How many remember what Jet Pig stands for? It's our core values: justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. This month, as we explore our February Soul Matters theme of inclusion, two of those values are especially relevant: equity and pluralism. Our Unitarian Universalist Association bylaws say this about equity. We declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. We covenant to use our time, wisdom, attention, and money to build and sustain fully accessible and inclusive communities. Fully accessible and inclusive communities. You can expect that to be a thread that will run through the rest of the worship this month. And here is what the UUA bylaws say about pluralism. We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. That last sentence is one that I want to dig into a little bit, so let me say it again. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. I believe it's important to name something that is just under the surface of that sentence. The fact that there is a difference between welcoming all people and welcoming all behaviors. We embrace our differences as well as our commonalities, and we do it with love, curiosity, and respect. We welcome all people in our doors and into our space together and our community, and at the same time, we have expectations about what behavior is and is not welcome in our congregation. Those expectations are named, or at least some of them are, in our Congregational Covenant of Right Relations, which says, as members of UUFM, we commit to encourage and support each other on our individual and collective spiritual journeys. Being mindful of our personal limitations and appropriate community boundaries, we will honor our UU principles and sources, and we should now update that to say, and values. We will create opportunities for joy and celebration in our time together. Practice compassionate and courageous hospitality. Support this community by sharing our time, talents, and treasure. ensure that our vision and mission do not get lost in the daily operations of the congregation. Seek and share appropriate knowledge so we all have information for wise decisions. Follow a process of decision-making that assumes everyone is acting with positive intent, promotes listening deeply to each other, and allows everyone a chance to be heard. We will communicate openly, intentionally, honestly, and respectfully with each other, the board, our committees, the staff, and minister. Resolve conflicts promptly by first working with the person with whom we are in conflict, and then, if there is no resolution, asking for help from the minister or board. And be mindful of the myriad tasks of our employees and treat them with respect. Because each and every one of us is imperfect and will occasionally break covenant, we will forgive ourselves, each other, and begin again in love. What that means is that while there is behavior we do not welcome here, we welcome every person who is willing to commit to that covenant. It's actually a requirement of membership here. And we welcome them and welcome them back, even if they have made mistakes, because who among us has never made a mistake? Certainly not me. As long as they are willing to do the work of repair and beginning again in love, as the covenant says at the end. Welcoming everyone is not the same as having no boundaries. I love that our covenant says right towards the beginning, appropriate community boundaries. I keep returning in my own head to something that was posted on Facebook in October of 2019 by a woman named Gretchen Koch, and she was quoting Adam Bates, who said, "You can say all are welcome, but if wolves and sheep are both welcome, then you're only going to get wolves. The smart sheep will go somewhere else, and the naive sheep will be eaten. If you welcome Islamophobes and Muslims, then you'll get Islamophobes. If you welcome Klan members and people of color, then you'll get Klan members. If you welcome nativists and immigrants, you'll get nativists. Refusing to choose is a choice," he said. "It's a choice in favor of the people who prey on others and who refuse to acknowledge the humanity of those they hate." That quote is 6 years old, but it feels to me as though it could have been written for today. Although in today's world, we might also dare to say, if you welcome immigrants and ICE agents, you will only get ICE agents. In that quote, although it may sound like it is saying certain people are not welcome, actually I believe that it's really saying certain behaviors are not welcome. Using my add-on example of ICE agents, if they're here off-duty and doing no harm to anyone, we would probably allow them to be here. But if they crossed that line and were doing harm to people who are vulnerable, then they would not. As human beings, they have worth and dignity just like the rest of us, and it's their behavior that matters. Our values as Unitarian Universalists are clear, completely clear about the humanity, the worth, and in fact the sacredness of every person. That means that we do not allow behavior here that fails to recognize the full humanity of anyone else. The part that can be tricky is this. If someone who behaved hatefully in the past changes their ways and now wants to be part of our inclusive community, would we welcome them? Yes, we would, with clearly stated expectations about how we are together here. Unitarian Universalism says that no person is beyond redemption, even if that may feel very hard for us sometimes. We can probably all think of examples of people who might feel to us as though they are beyond redemption. But our faith says that's not true of anyone. But that when someone has done harm, it is their responsibility to repair the harm if they wish to remain in community. So redemption is dependent upon changed behavior, not just words. Someone can't just keep doing a harmful thing or saying a harmful thing, making racist or homophobic jokes as just one example, and then saying, but you have to let me participate because you said I am welcome here. Luckily, most people who want to behave as though some humans have more value than others are not actually very likely to want to come to our congregation because we are clear about who we are and what we believe. They can see from our pride flag, our Black Lives Matter sign, our pronoun pins, and I would bet from bumper stickers on many of the cars in our parking lot that we honor and celebrate all kinds of diversity here. So if that is not the kind of community they want, a community that, yes, believes in diversity, equity, and inclusion, they will probably go elsewhere. Knowing that, we can offer our widest welcome, trusting that our covenant and the robust health of this congregation will be able to handle it if someone pushes the boundaries of our welcome. We are, as we say in our chalice lighting words every Sunday, a welcoming people of diverse beliefs. And not just diverse beliefs, but diverse identities and diverse life experiences. And we are all individually and collectively richer for that diversity. May we continue to cherish it and to model it for the wider world. Amen, and blessed be. I invite you to rise in body or spirit. We're going to sing hymn 1 in the gray hymnal, May Nothing Evil Cross This Door.
As Reverend Diana extinguishes the sanctuary chalice, please extinguish your chalice at home and say the words with me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
As we prepare to leave our time of shared worship, may we know in our bones that we are each welcome here. And may we extend that welcome to all who enter our doors. May we also continue to hold the boundaries necessary to live out our commitment to providing a safe space for all, and especially for those who are most vulnerable. May that be our practice and our prayer. I now invite you to turn toward each other for our singing benediction, blessing each other with these words, knowing that we are each a blessing to each other.